is it. You've made it to Stormwind.
Hi everyone, I'm Max from the Max team and I am with Wita tonight. How are you, Wita?
I'm doing just fine, Max. Very much appreciate you having me on here. It's been a while since I've been on some Hearthstone casting, but I'm very excited tonight. We have two great matches, and the thing that a lot of great Hearthstone coming on again. Last Hero Standing is always exciting to watch.
Yeah, we have two good matches here for this Max League 5, round 5. We have two German players involved tonight, ChaboDennis in the first match, and then Nightning in the second one, and they will be opposed to CaelesLuna from Canada and Jarla from Czech Republic. And it will be nice because you'll see the ranking right now when I push this button, and you can see that CaelesLuna and ChaboDennis are both at 4-0 in this group D, and the winner should be qualified for the playoffs, top 8 playoffs. Only the two first players of each group will be involved, so it's a very important match.
You're absolutely right. We're looking at Group B or Group D. Doesn't matter because hitting that 5-0 breakpoint here is going to be so huge, right? Because no matter what, that's going to put like 1 or 2. You can at that point you're going into being in a very dominant position. And also, it also means that you have a little bit of a buffer until like down to that cutoff. Especially one of the reasons why the match between CaelesLuna and ChaboDennis is going to be so important is that they're both at this 4-0 breakpoint and can make that 5-0 breakpoint.
Yeah, it's very important. And we have Regvam at 3-1, just waiting behind these two players. And Regvam just won the Max League 4, and he assured that he will win the Max League 5. We will see that, and we hope he will get to the playoffs. So we are jumping to the lineups. Okay, starting with ChaboDennis 1, and is bringing a Demon Hunter, Warlock, a Hunter, and a Warrior. We had nerfs that has been released last week, and we have a new decks, new kind of lineups, and this time we have this Warrior with Mr. Smite, very interesting card. With the mini set. Okay, and the ban. What is the ban? I guess the Hunter.
From ChaboDennis.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think about the lineup? It's a LHS format for the one who doesn't know.
Yeah, so obviously, I think it's a pretty traditional Last Hero Standing lineup, right? Because when you're looking at Last Hero Standing as a format in general, you're looking for decks that have the ability to go 3-0. You're looking at that's just being for me when I build Last Hero Standing lineups. That's the baseline. After that, then you're looking at what counters that specific deck. Because again, it's like a tennis match because you need to ensure that you just whenever it's your time to serve the ball, you gotta win, right? So I think OZK Demon Hunter again is one of those decks that no matter which matchup can just scam everything away, which is the list that ChaboDennis is on. CaelesLuna obviously taking a page out of Dragonman's book over the weekend here and actually is playing Brute DH. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And then for me it's a little bit interesting, right? Because I don't think from what I've when I've been talking to a few people here and there, and I think it's interesting that there is this this Quest Warlock in here, Max. Can you enlighten us a little bit more about why that is there? Because I've been speaking with some people and it's like, obviously, you have the Moarg plus Grimoire of Sacrifice combination, but it still doesn't seem like the deck is that strong at the moment.
Yeah, we see a lot this deck on ladder right now, but ChaboDennis chose to include a Viper inside. Okay, I don't know why he's adding this. Maybe he want to counter warriors because he awaits that his opponent brings a warrior, a pirate one. Okay, maybe. And it's a pity that we don't see this hunter with this new card, Doggy Biscuit. But we see another new deck with this warrior. So what is it about? Okay, you know you have the quest, and it's playing two copies of the hatchet
Yeah,
weapon.
so this build is a little bit different from some of the builds. There are a few different schools. They're the ones that you start including Brawl and Mutinous, which is what CaelesLuna has gone with. And there's the one where you run the Mark, I think it's called, Mark of the Cannon, or what it's called. Mark the Cannons, I think it's called. Where that deals 3 damage to 1 minion and 1 damage to everything else. And it depends kind of which board you want to target and like how fast you want to be. But obviously Rancor, again, fantastic tool as for armor gain and board controls. And obviously, again, has that aggressive game plan as well, available with Mr. Smite, which is a fantastic card because I love me a bit of a charge.
Yeah, yes, and it's nice to see that Blizzard gets new card with charge in the game with the incoming new expansion, and with this Mr. Smite as well. So it's cool. I guess it's good news for the game for Stone. Okay, then we have to jump to this lineup from his opponent. The CaelesLuna bringing a rogue, a warrior, druid, and a demon hunter, and we won't see the druid that has been banned as well. Okay, oh, and it's not the same demon hunter. Okay, it's a brute one, as you said before. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
So essentially, what it boils down to is that if they have brute, great. If there's no brute, then it becomes a little bit of a different deal. And
Yeah,
I think it's worth noting that this list runs the librarian, so even more tradable action going on to sort of get in there and buff that Alliance Frenzy up as well. If it again to go for those bigger finishes once you run out of bruteness, if you could say like that. And obviously again, I think the rogue list is it's interesting, right? Because obviously we know that Garrod Rogue took a bit of a hit. Still was all over Masters Tour Undercity. Garrod Rogue still good. Just
yeah,
ask Fury Hunter. Yeah, I assume you have him on speed dial max, right?
yeah,
But I personally really do like myself some Poison Rogue, which has now gone back to that more traditional, like straight up non-hybrid version. Because there were some builds of Poison Rogue that included Garrod for a while. CaelesLuna is not on that very standard list here, and I think it's going to be interesting because obviously there's actually a matchup where this Viper from Dennis is going to come into play most likely, right? Because there's one in the Demon Hunter, there's also one in the Warlock. And again, obviously, from my experience, Poison Rogue tends to do quite well against control-ish Warlocks because, again, that's just too much damage. But again, the Viper can buy that a little bit of extra time in that specific matchup that you're really looking for as the Warlock to potentially just get everything going. But obviously that deck has been slowed down a little bit as well a good while back. Interested to see how that's going to pan out. And again, we were talking about 2 different schools of Warrior, and that can we see here if you start looking at CaelesLuna. It's like there's a Provoke in there, for example, right, which is way different. And then you have a Bulwark with Mutinous and a Brawl in there as well. So there's a much more defensively orientated version here. And obviously has that little interesting anti-combo-ish tech cut with Mutinous in there, so potentially that could also be something that ends up swinging the OTK Demon Hunter matchup in his favor, right?
Yeah, and it's very interesting to see this new card, Mr. Smite, involved in many decks, the Druid, the Warrior as a Nagro deck or as a control deck, and the Rogue as well. So one card makes the meta, and I guess it's a refreshing. Okay, we are going to give the go to the players right now. I guess they are waiting for us. We have CaelesLuna at the bottom of your screen, and we have ChaboDennis at the top. CaelesLuna. Okay, and just a second. I'm collecting the players. Okay, so CaelesLuna, where are you? Here. It's okay. You can start. And I see on the camera that ChaboDennis is not in front of his PC, but I guess it will be there soon. Okay, and did he add me? No, he didn't add me yet, but I guess it will be in a few seconds. Okay, so he will be back. In the meantime, do you think that CaelesLuna will start this LHS contest with this warrior? Very interesting, this control one.
That's for me is that really comes down to how you envision the series game. Because I was trying to run like as you always do when you're like casting a series, you try to look at the lineup and kind of like run it through your head how you want to go up. Right, and the thing is that for me, I really don't fully know and fully understand enough of the Demon Hunter matchups to fully know if the Brute Demon Hunter is favored against the OTK Demon Hunter, for example, right? Or there are a lot of these matchups are kind of finicky. I would probably consider opening up with the Rogue, but the issue is that then you run into the Warrior. So I don't know. Like there are, it's weird. Obviously, yeah, they're going to ban away the decks that I don't fully want to play against. But I think the Warrior is probably the deck that is okay. But the issue is that with the Warrior, it should on paper with the way that CaelesLuna is built as Warrior, it's not built to beat. It's not built to outpace a Control Warlock. And something that we haven't talked about too much as well is that the stat ChaboDennis is playing with the Warlock is the one that tries to turbo the quest, right? We're looking at double Hanacle Dan, double Moon Mithril Rod, and a Nightshade Matron in there just to draw out as many cards as possible and just get to the fatigue point in time really quickly. And obviously, yes, you have the quest on the opposite side in the Warrior matchup, but I feel like on average, granted that the quest Warlock doesn't die, which again goes back to the build not being that built for that. I think it should go to the favor of ChaboDennis in that specific matchup. So then it's like those are the mind games that you continuously have to make up in your mind. And obviously, if I'm incorrect on these things, I will happily make people correct me here, right? But I think like if you're ChaboDennis, you probably just lead it with OTK Demon Hunter. I think the deck just seems turbo nutty. No, and especially because it's last year standing. I think that just getting a deck out that can potentially just raise 0 to series with no issue is probably the way to go.
Okay, so I have news from ChaboDennis is back and is just added me in the game. Do you have him as a friend?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
okay.
have him because
And
there's a nice little tie-in actually. Let me grab that for a second because last time I was on the Max TV, we were actually casting the qualifiers of this event. I was casting with Atomic. And ChaboDennis was actually had to replace Meaty, right, who took a break from Gale of Hearthstone to pass his final Doctor cassette, which now has done.
Yeah.
So ChaboDennis kind of just came in and had to take on the free Brits, right? Pocket Train being the other guy from that group that made it through to the tournament. So kind of interesting that I'm back for today, right? You could say that. So
yeah, and if I remember well, there were technical issues, and on Hearthstone the last time you were here with Atomic, and it was no referee night, if I remember.
oh yeah. There was also, I mean, did they patch? I can't remember if they patched it or but they patched the mule yet. I think they did, right?
Yeah.
But there's no mules in sight for our first series, at least. So we don't have to care about too much about that one for now, at least, right? But
Yes.
oh, the good old days of having to scream. Like, I know, like, do you have like the players that just, specifically played the bugged one just to mess with production? Just like, was it Monsanto or was it Language Hacker in America's GM who just played the wrong mule and just like waved at the camera?
Yeah. Okay, he's making decks for me. Okay, fine. Because CaelesLuna doesn't have all the cards on the European server, so it's borrowing decks from ChaboDennis. So they are checking this right now, and it's cool. It's cool. It's very good, a good feature.
Yeah, it is.
Especially
It
for
really
this.
is, right? It also,
Okay.
like, if you're like playtesting with a practice group
Yeah.
where you're just trying to show your friends, right? It's like, okay, here, borrow. You can just straight up just borrow your deck, right? Because like when you used to play physical card games in real life,
Yeah.
with people, you'll very often just bring another deck for them to play, and you can kind of just do that in Hearthstone now, and it's a great feature, obviously, and helps us do events like this one,
Yeah.
where we can
Yeah.
have
Well.
players from other regions come in and play in Europe. It's great.
Yeah, it's the first time that we have other players from that European ones involved in the Max League, and it's very nice to have this for the APAC and LATAM players to let them play on the European server. And in this group D, so as remember, we have ChaboDennis and CaelesLuna at 4-0 right now, and we have also Regvam, which is Croatian player. Chrome's a French one, ZLS JS, it's an American. Seiko, the German Grandmaster, Silvos, an Ukrainian, and Language Hacker you talked about. Okay, and ChaboDennis is making a deck, I guess it's the third one, and maybe it will be good soon. I'm gonna give him the go when you're ready. Okay. And it's a very interesting format where only the two first players of each group can reach the playoffs because it's very demanding. Okay. Okay. And for the next Max League, we'll have another format with different stages because then there with this one we have players that can reach the playoff with 2 or 3 losses, and then they forfeit, and it's not that interesting for other players. So we'll find another format to make it more attractive. And after this Max League 5, we'll have the Max League of Nations 2 starting on January 9 with 48 nations involved, 3 players in each team, and it will be very nice, very nice. You can vote now for the Taiwan team and the China team on our Twitter account. Just
Yeah, sadly I didn't make it through the vote. I was up, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no,
For Denmark.
I think that honestly, for like for the better of the entirety of the Danish team, I think it's probably for the better that I'm not there. I think that the players that have been picked are infinitely more skilled than I am, especially when they're on their game. Obviously,
Yeah.
Fury
And
Hunter,
yeah,
and so, like,
it's a Fury Hunter. I'm checking just right now.
Fury Hunter, Sip-Tops and Hooks, right?
Fury Hunter, X, and Zip-Tops.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So, are they about to start? Because ChaboDennis wasn't available before 9 p.m. So, and he didn't manage to get his opponent's deck before. But I guess we'll start soon. And after this third game, we have a little interview from the both players if they want to. Hanging it out in main menu, I guess it's near now because I have nothing more to say. Maybe I can sing a little song. Preparing to battle a friend. Yes, we like that. We like that.
Next, just starting, you just start singing Bleu Blanc Rouge, and that's yeah.
Okay. ChaboDennis and CaelesLuna preparing to battle a friend. So we have soon the first game. You know that the Druid from CaelesLuna, Alignment Druid, I guess, has been banned, and the Hunter from ChaboDennis has been banned. Oh, and I forget to set up the command for the lineups. I'm gonna do it right now because players, viewers like the lineups, and I No, you want it. So, lineups. ChaboDennis is this one, and CaelesLuna is this one. Okay. No. Okay. Here it is. So, preparing to battle friend. You can start. You can start. Okay. Giving them the go another time because I don't want them to wait for me. And then we'll start. I guess you could starting. Yes, starting. It's good. And CaelesLuna, I guess he has been relegated from Grandmasters, but he took his slot back.
I think there's a chance. There's also like a lot of people that are like you have to plus like Mussy, Eddie, stuff like that are retiring, right? So I actually haven't.
Yeah.
I don't think we have the full scale of who is promoting and who's not promoting on the more so outer skirts, quote unquote, of promotion because CaelesLuna currently sat in 4th, which actually means that automatically they promote. So yeah. Doing battle with friends. So yeah, took their spot back, and I think that's fantastic because obviously I think we've all seen how expressive he is on camera, which adds just to a lot to the whole entertainment part value of the product of Hearthstone Grandmasters, right? And again, I had the joy of casting some America's GM, and again,
Yeah.
it's always a good time. I'm just gonna have to.
Okay. So we have this Demon Hunter from CaelesLuna, and I'm gonna ask ChaboDennis to invite me. Invite, please.
The same. Obviously, not again. Players won't be in game if you're unaware. If players are often playing in open cups, etc., where spectating is prohibited, they will very often just turn off spectate in general in the client, just because that's their way to ensure that they don't accidentally break a rule because their friend just pressed spectate for fun. But again,
here
we
we
see the
are.
mulligan here.
I didn't see the ChaboDennis one because he invited a little late, but he has a very good start, I assume.
I mean, it's a very good start for CaelesLuna here, right? Again, opts to skip the final showdown on 1. Again, that makes a lot of sense. Again, in this matchup, it's a very bot-centric matchup. CaelesLuna wants to ensure that he has as much HP as possible to work with, and by doing so, a good way of doing so, rather, sorry, should I say, would be to ensure that you can test the board, and with the Tusk Piercer plus Hero Power here, we'll be able to remove the Blood Accelerator with the trade, and then on the next turn can start to trigger the quest.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's waiting. Yeah. Okay. He wants to get rid of this first pirate. Yeah. And ChaboDennis is playing with the pirate hero. Very nice.
Glory! I'm here for the gold.
Love a good role playing, but I'm more of a Magni person myself here.
And turn 3, he already managed to get this first part of the quest. Okay, and get rid of this little demon. Okay, we are. The quest is here for CaelesLuna, and maybe we'll have this Crimson Sigil Runner. Yeah, you can. Oh, okay. I was thinking use the Demon Hero power to deal with a minion, but no.
Pleasure doing this.
Yeah, but the thing is that as well, the issue is that due to the fact that the quest has been delayed for so long, CaelesLuna did not get the initial draw off of the turn, right? So the 1 mana that you would need to hero power has been taken up, but it needs to shuffle this Royal Librarian back into the deck to trigger the quest and to help CaelesLuna progress towards this game plan. And that's like one of the reasons why this matchup can feel kind of tough, I assume. It's just the fact that you very often will find yourself just being under a lot of pressure, and especially now with the Cannoneer coming down, or the South Sea Captain, depending on how you feel you want to, or you need to just take the board. But the thing is that with the Hatchet coming down, getting rid of this 1-1, that is just going to be 8 damage total being sent to the face. And CaelesLuna right now, obviously, there are all those pieces in the deck that can be used to clean his boards up, but they need to be found, and none of them are in hand as we speak right now, and those are not the cards that you want to see off after that acrobatics. They are unplayable right now.
Pleasure doing
No.
business.
Okay, a lot of tradable card. Blade and drone. Okay. And the deck, the Pirate Warrior from ChaboDennis, that has been drawn in the very correct way, because he had everything he wants until now, and this Arboscarp is drawing another pirate.
Pirate stuff.
And we have the second part of the quest.
Oh, right.
And the Cannoneer number 2 for 4 more damage. I guess.
That's
you...
8.
Oh.
Wait a second.
Okay, it's
I mean,
the captain.
this is just lethal 25 times over, right? There are just infinite ways of doing this, and
Yeah. Perfect.
ChaboDennis didn't without the top deck. I didn't even need to draw the card even out. I guess you need to play the pirate right to quest, but quick 1-0, and again.
Yeah, very quick.
Yeah.
So we will see this Pirate Warrior a little more, and the Demon Hunter has been eliminated right now. Okay, yeah. Eliminated this one.
Garrosh versus Garrosh.
Garrosh versus Garrosh. Oh, the two versions of Pirate Warrior. Very interesting. I remember well.
Yeah.
No, is it really Duskas? Oh yeah, that's it, I guess. I'm checking. Yeah.
Yep, I had the wrong thing here for a second. So yeah, this makes perfect sense, right? As we just talked about, the warrior deck from CaelesLuna much more defensive orientated, right? With rank on, like with both the rank of brawl, provoke, stuff like that.
Mm.
The only thing you can see is that the curve is, I mean, the thing that when you start looking at these decks, right, is that the pirate curve, aka like the priority on the quest, is pretty much the same regardless of the build you're playing, right? Because it's all the same. You play all the pirates, minus the fact that CaelesLuna is not playing the South Sea Captains, right? Because those are needed for the more aggressive style thing. But on average, the quest sort of comes out around the same time, just from looking at the deck lists and pure math and stuff like that. But interesting to see how this goes. And I think if ChaboDennis misses a 2-drop here, that's going to be a massive opening for CaelesLuna.
Okay, so not such a good start for ChaboDennis this time, with 3 AV cards in hand. CaelesLuna is okay. I guess it's a good spot to to play your quest. Yeah. Oh, another very heavy card here for ChaboDennis. And you don't want to play this Cannoneer on 3. Really, it's not the pirate you want to get involved soon in. Oh, and scanning this one instead of playing the Arboscarp on 2. Okay. Oh, it's
I mean, this makes perfect sense, right? Because the thing is, when you start diving into the deck, you start looking at ChaboDennis. There is no Fiery War Axe to be played organically from the deck. The Sword Eater is going to come down a little bit delayed, and what this means is that by playing the Stormwind Freebooter on the following turn, CaelesLuna will have a much easier time dealing with whatever minion that ChaboDennis is going to be playing, right? Because CaelesLuna knows that the minion is going to come down. It's going to be a fairly heavy one, and now it all comes down to where these shots go.
Yeah,
those hits are quite good. I think it's fair to say. Sword Eater here quite naturally again going to come down, trade out. But CaelesLuna has won a lot on tempo now, and now it all comes down to whether or not this curve itself is going to be strong or not. What are we
Okay.
looking for here, draw-wise? Another harbor scam wouldn't be too bad.
Maybe doesn't want to move to 1 mana here, but okay.
Yeah, but it's not really losing 1 mana, right? Because it's you're on the quest trigger, thus you're drawing out. Okay, wait, you are because you're not playing. Oh wait, no, mate, he's not playing the hatches, right? So he's guaranteed to draw the Outriders axe.
Okay. So yeah, maybe it's time for this Cannoneer here to maybe deal with both of the minions. Could be
It is
good.
definitely clean. Could start with the scam, obviously, you're just saying.
Okay, it's a first tick on the quest to spot. I like playing here this Cannoneer. You may I guess you hit with your weapon first, yeah, to see to have more chance to hit the more chance to hit the minions.
Absolutely right, and the thing is that you just had to run down what the worst case scenario and how the board looks there, and even if both shots go face, you're still just sort of okay. That's again obviously pretty straightforward, but again, CaelesLuna right now is still sort of in front. I guess it's actually even in terms of the quest development because of the slow turn that CaelesLuna had. So actually we've seen a lot of this matchup when it goes down to the how much of this do you think comes down to who gets out the recover first? Like, do you think it's surmountable for whoever gets to play it second to come back in a matchup, or do you think it's just first or nothing?
Yeah, I guess you can come back from such I played a little this deck, and I guess you can come back, and sometimes the players that get his quest made the first is not the one that wins. Okay. That could be surprises, yeah. Okay, what is it? Oh, this one is the timbers. Very interesting, yeah.
Yeah, Shiva the Timbers is always interesting here, but the thing is, okay, with 2 ticks over, there's nothing here to you guaranteeing getting Rakara out this turn, whereas CaelesLuna can obviously get his Rakara out now on the following turn.
Yeah, if you can play 2 pirates, but you can't play the timbers as well. And I like to play 2 pirates here. I guess. Free, I can just listen to it. In detail.
Just gonna go to 2 pirates that you were suggesting. Again, double defensive measure here as well, with a taunt as well as that cargo guard. So this means that the board for next turn is still fairly stable. Once CaelesLuna is gonna be able to clean everything up, but
oh, this one is interesting.
yeah, this is a bit of a crossroads, to be honest here, right? Because do you go for a minor board clear now, or do you just say that you are just happy leaving up 11 damage, 13 damage to hit you in the face on the following turn, knowing that there's a chance that you potentially could die to some very fringe outcomes? Or do you just go for a different measure here? Because you can still go Habascan and go for the Rancor here and give yourself a little bit more armor. Or you just go full tempo and try to bring it back afterwards. But actually, I don't think there's a scenario where you die.
Okay.
Because the maximum the maximum that ChaboDennis can do here is 16, so you live at 1 every time.
It's just to play this is Rokara first, maybe in order to keep ChaboDennis to play swans, but I assume he will, whatever. Okay, is it something you can do with this team? Yeah, you may deal with the opposite Rokara and play the one you maybe. I guess it will be this. Yeah, Timber on the 7/7. You deal with a 4/2, I guess, to keep this 3/4 alive and get 3 more armor. At the end of the turn, play Rokara.
Yeah, so
I
what?
like,
So
I
just
like
to
this.
go back to what really happens here, right? Is that due to the fact that CaelesLuna has played the Rokara, it now puts a counter clock of some sorts back on to ChaboDennis that he has to consider. So now has to go on a more defensive line, which might mean that CaelesLuna effectively gains the same amount of life that going for the softball clear would have provided. So now it's kind of back to the drawing board for CaelesLuna, but now at least he has a weapon for free. He has the 4 damage coming off.
Yeah.
The cannoneer here could be absolutely massive, actually.
This one is how many damage is it? It's 4, 7, 7 and 4. It's 11. 11 round 2. Okay.
Yeah. But it's fine, right? Because again, this is also a way for you to not take 7 while cleaning the board up. And again, the big combo that you're looking for in terms of life gain is obviously Jarla plus Rancor, so that's fine. And also something that's worth noting here with the Bulwark of Asinov at this point in the game, right, is that it's just not there. Ceremonial Maul, not really what you're looking for, but most of your spells aren't that expensive, but actually those hits from the Juggernaut.
He could have played the Azinot here to remove a shot for his opponent to have a little with Mr. Smite, because it won't be playable. It will be very useful after that, because you lose the weapon every turn.
Damn.
Okay.
Luna is really good at hitting these weapons, I'll say. That's the second outright as Axe. These shots are also quite good now.
Yeah.
Do you just take the Ranger and
can
heal
the
for
Rancor.
4?
I like this. I like this, and then you can hit face as well.
I know for the record that you technically don't heal, you gain 4 armor. I know there are probably some people out there that are really pedantic about that, so I'm just gonna highlight that. And there's the Bulwark. So, an interesting thing to know, right? You're talking about how the Bulwark only blocks 1 shot, but what it also does when it comes down in the middle of this, right, is that either it forces your opponent to deal with the board, or your opponent is basically just skipping a turn.
Do try to keep yourselves
Okay.
alive.
Okay.
In a box?
So no draw
Pirate stuff.
with this Anchorman. Oh. Okay. He has Meter Smite. In end, maybe he wants to keep this Blood Cell Raider for the OTK, I guess.
So yeah, that's obviously the OTK out that you talk about, but there's also the out here of this is exactly the play that ChaboDennis was going for, right? Try to make your opponent pretty much just kill their own board.
Okay, training this provoke here. We'll see if CaelesLuna can feel it and play at the end of the turn this Azinot.
It's not really a question about that. As I guess it is, right? So you have how much left here? Freebooter goes face. That's no damage, but it's a minion in play. So you need to block as many bodies as possible for the Juggernaut hits. But it seems like CaelesLuna is going. Wait a second. Hold the flip down here.
Okay, so it's 3.
That's just lethal,
3.
no?
I guess it's a 13 and 6, 18. It's perfect lethal, if I am right.
And ChaboDennis 2-0 here.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to ask CaelesLuna in the interview about this are they not played. Why? Why did he want to keep it? Okay, so
I
it's
mean,
2-0
it's not
now.
really a question. It's a bit of a guessing game, right? Because it comes down to hand rates, whether or not for how long the cards
Yeah.
have been kept in hand, right? Because again,
Yeah.
those cards could be anything else, and if that's not the second card, your Blood Accelerator right there, for example, this game is vastly different. But it is what it is, right? Again, you can only really like the maths, and yes, it might be questionable, but the issue is what does the extra turn that you buy yourself by playing out the Bulwark of Asinov, what does that actually buy you in terms of setting up a counter clock that forces your opponent to react and use up their smite, right? And if the answer to that question is quite simply nothing, then I think that it's better to just not play the Bulwark because you don't really gain anything from playing it. And when you're this late into the game, all the cards in the deck tend to be quite cheap. Then there's no real way. You don't really gain anything from doing it, right? So now it's down to this match. I mean, we're talking about this one as a one to dodge in the pregame, at least I was, right?
Yeah.
Based off what I assume could be the case. And we see here CaelesLuna has to shank with Deadly Poison. That's a very good start for trying to race ChaboDennis.
I can wait to see this. Sorry.
Yeah.
This rogue play because I don't know very well the list with the weapons, so it's an interesting one with Mythos Smite as well. So what did you say?
I'm just saying that the thing is that it's a deck that has a lot of burst. Definitely, this is not a Wicked Stab version actually. Okay, interestingly enough, it's not a Wicked Stab version.
Ooh,
but obviously, it's kind of the same thing as the Warrior. We just saw the OTK from the Warrior, right? Because here you can make some absolutely huge block cell raiders. Because obviously you have Silver Leaf Poison, you have Deadly Poison, etc. And if you can buy yourself enough time with the likes of Cloak of Shadows, obviously, then you can actually just go for the Smite OTK that we just saw ChaboDennis go for with the double Blood Cell Raider and Mr. Smite. Obviously, again, that requires you to get to turn 10. But our good friend Octobot, there's a one copy in there that could help out and smooth out that curve if necessary. But talking about smooth curves here, ChaboDennis, this board is quite hard to deal with for now. Obviously, CaelesLuna can just go into that and kill the South Sea Captain. But the thing is that this Cargo Guard has just been gaining so much value over and over already over the 2 turns, because that's 6 more damage that CaelesLuna in a potential OTK situation needs to contend with.
Okay, and it deals with this South Sea Captain instead of I think Faye, and still this Cargo Guard on board, bringing 3 armors each turn. They're really good card. This little pirate. 2, 4 for 3, get 3 armor each turn. Can be used in aggro decks, in control decks. Very good. Interesting. Okay. First passage used here.
Question is if obviously you can just use the silver. You can leave the Silver Leaf Poison draw as well. That's a Blood Cell Raider.
Okay.
As much as there was a play here where it would be like Cloak of Shadows, but I think you need the Cloak of Shadows to try to block as much damage as possible, and hence can't just throw it away.
Yeah. And the pirates already at 38 now, and maybe more
X marks the spot.
because of the second Cargo Guard in end. But he prefers the South Sea Captain number 2.
Yep. I think that's more of a question about what do you really need here if you are ChaboDennis, right? Because it's like you don't really need more armor. Like, you're not that desperate. What you really want to do is just close out this game as fast as possible, and that is what the South Sea Captain helps you achieve. As the lethal for next turn has just been set up, and now CaelesLuna would probably like to see that Cloak of Shadows that he just threw away on the previous turn now. But Swindle and Prep tends to be a pretty good combination to start with, but these cards don't really help you assess the board, and Blade Flurry is a thing of the long past, and I think it's a card that you would have loved to see in this deck in specific. But
Okay, I guess he will poison. Okay. Yeah, but oh, don't you die here? You
that is
cannot
the
now
question.
secret passage. Yeah, you may secret passage into preparation into Cloak of Shadow, but it's a gamble.
Let's see if it's the same. If it's the same secret passage. That's the
One.
Cloak of Shadows at least.
This one is one. You
No,
need
both
one.
Cloaks of Shadow.
No. Oh, this
Wait,
one is
wait.
not bad as well. So only 6 damage now. 6, 7 with the weapon. Okay, not that yet. Oh, it's 9. It's 9. It's over. It's over. 3-0. 3-0. Very quick win from the German player ChaboDennis. Impressive, this pirate warrior. Okay, I'm gonna check if we can have a little interview with the players. Okay, thanks for the games. Are you okay for a little interview on Discord? Okay. Oh, I guess CaelesLuna is not connected anymore. Okay, so okay, waiting for the reply of ChaboDennis. Okay. Okay, so I will start another conversation because I have an issue with Discord. If I add someone else to this conversation, I lose your video. So I'm okay. So in the other conversation, no need to have the camera on. Okay, I'm back in a few seconds. Okay, so ChaboDennis here, and I'm adding Wita there. Okay, and I'm calling them right now.
Hi again.
Hi. So is ChaboDennis back? Okay. He's trying to take the call. Okay. He's bringing his headset. Okay. Oh. Okay, you are. Do you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear us. Can you hear me as well?
Yeah. How are
Awesome. Hey. I'm fine, guys. A bit tired from the weekend.
Yeah.
The Masters Tour, but yeah.
How was the Master Tour for you?
It was really good this time. It was really good.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I went 6-2 and placed 33. Unfortunately, not top 32. I missed it by 1 place because of tiebreakers. Yeah. But still, I'm really proud of what I did, and I think I can do even better maybe next time. So yeah, it was good.
Okay, so it was a very quick 3-0 tonight in this round 5 of the Max League 5, and you're you're first in your group. Very tough group, this group D. What do you think about the competition? This your first Max League. What do you think about the format and everything? Yeah, take a drink. You're right.
One thing, yes, 1 sec.
He's drinking water.
Yeah, it's water. Okay. So yeah, I think it's a really cool format because there are a lot of good, really good players, a lot of tough players. Some are GM, some are well known, some have very high ladder finish, some of them have very high Open Cup win rates. So yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, and it's a good training too for future tournaments like the Masters Tour and stuff like this, because you play the same players in them, right? Or kind of same players. So that's nice, and yeah, I like it so far, and I hope I can make it to top 8, but it seems good at the moment. So yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Good preparation. and it's cool to have another platform to be on stream, and you're doing a good job.
Thanks. So
No problem.
now at 5-0, do you think that you can call you qualified guy, or do you you still have to wait for the two last match to be played?
I think you always need to wait for the last matches. It's like the same with tiebreakers. I was 28,
Yeah.
then the last matches came and I was 33, but still I was qualified at the Masters Tour. So I guess we will wait, but I think with 5-0 it should be good enough to be at least in the top 2. But we'll see. We're looking for that in the next few days or weeks, and then
Yeah.
we will see.
Okay. Do you have questions, maybe, Vita?
Not really, right? Because I think it's interesting. Congrats, by obviously, because you kind of came in here on like a wild card to a certain extent, right? Because that draw was unable, not that draw, someone else, Meaty was unable to play in the
Yeah,
original,
that's right.
in the original qualifier, and you just came in there and you did well there. Obviously, that was the last time I was on here casting, and now you're 5-0. I mean,
Yeah.
that's all I can say is, congratulations, right? Coming in here, talking about all
Thanks a
these
lot.
players being well known, right? Obviously, I've followed you for quite a while because I've been following the lower tier of European Hearthstone casting it for quite a bit. So obviously,
Mhm.
I think it's awesome to see that you're finally starting to put up some good results, right? Obviously, you have a few in the past, but just finally seeing you like taking down some pretty big names now is awesome, right? Took down a America's Grandmaster, you know.
um, yeah, I know you casted out us at house rivalries some years ago with my old team. There I know you from, and yeah, I've grinded open cups like 2 years, like hundreds of cups every year with good win rate, and now the time has come to do the same in the big tournaments, and I can do it, and yeah, thanks.
I have an information, I guess, very interesting information for you, ChaboDennis here, because I'm checking right now the bracket of your group, and with the forfeits, there is only one game left to play, and it will be Regvam versus CaelesLuna. They're both at 5-1, including the forfeits. So you're qualified. You're
Oh, that's
qualified
nice.
right now, because it will be
That's good.
you're 7-0 with the guys that has been forfeited, and it will be 6-1, and the both of you will be involved in the playoffs, and it's a very huge accomplishment to get to this playoffs. So GG for that.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. And when are we going to play them? Like in 2 weeks or?
Maybe I have to manage it, because there are no such there's no such matches to play, not more, and I have to see if we can play it the round 6 and 7 the same week, so we can end the Max League 5 just the week before Christmas. That's
Oh, okay.
that's
That sounds
the
good.
plan. That's the plan.
Okay, I know. Because of the forfeit, so
Yeah,
then we can play
yeah.
both in 1 week. That makes sense, yeah.
So I'll give you the information on Sunday, maybe. Okay.
And how does the top 8 work? Will it be like
It's direct elimination.
yeah, direct emulate, but will it be drawn, or is it like Champions League? The first one faces the second one.
I like this, and it will be the first one versus the second one of another group. Yeah.
Okay, like in football.
Yeah. Because I'm from Marseille. You know,
Ah,
the Olympique de
I know
Marseille.
myself. Yeah, Ligue 1,
That's it.
right? I know it.
That's it.
Okay,
So we love football. And
that's true.
yeah, and it's it's something fair to have the first player playing versus a second player. So okay. So that would be it, and we'll see this in a few weeks for the playoffs,
Yeah,
and it will be casted on the Max TV, of course.
I'm looking forward to that, and I wish you a good evening, guys, and hopefully we see us next time again.
Thanks. See you, and GG for your win.
Bye, GG's.
Okay, Vita, I'm calling you on the other conversation. See you.
Yep.
Okay, so here we are. I'm checking this. Vita, I'm calling Vita. Where is he? Here. Calling Vita. Start a new call here. Oh, is it your? Yeah, is your camera on?
It should be.
Okay, I have the bug, so I am going to restart the Discord. Okay, I'm back in a few seconds. Okay, so I have to stop Discord right now. Here I'm gonna display. Oh, there. Okay, so Discord, where are you? Where is Discord? I cannot see it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna restart this one. Here I am back, I guess. It's starting. Okay. Okay, just be patient. Discord is starting, yes. Okay. In a few seconds,
All right.
it will. Yes. So, I'm back. And I can see your camera. Okay, it's no big deal. I have the picture for it. So,
Yep.
no problem. We are going to check the new match, Nightning versus Jarla. So another German player, Nightning, from the qualifiers, and we are going to check the group. It's the group B, led by Poker Train at 4-0. Poker Train, who won versus Jarla. I guess it was the previous round of the Max League 5. So round 4. And so Jarla now it's at 3-1. And we have Nightning at 2-2. So he may overcome his opponent at 3-2. And a very tough group here with Pocket Train, Jarla. Tuggy, it's a French guy. Alutemu, you know it. You know him, the Japanese Grandmaster, Nightning. Aiden Proc, who was a runner-up in the Max Open Cup 7, won by Jarla. Otani 3, another Japanese guy, and Gabi. Everyone knows Gabi. So we're checking the lineups right now, starting with Nightning. Okay, Nightning is bringing a Druid, a Paladin, a Warlock, and a Mage, but his Warlock has been banned. What do you think about the lineups, Vita?
The thing is that we see a clear difference from the other lineups, right? We see Nightning here is not bringing a Demon Hunter.
Yep.
I think that's a big one. Obviously, we see double Warlock being brought here. One of them banned away. The Demon Hunter of Jarla also banned away. But again, we see double Druid here. So we are probably we are 100% going to see some Druid here. Lineman Druid that you were talking about earlier, right? You have some very exciting pop off turns, and I think there's some difference in this list where Jarla is on the Gosha and Null list, so a little bit more interaction with the board. Not the case for Nightning, who has just stuck with the two Umbral Owls. Obviously, they got the addition of the Jarla Carpenter, which allows you to do some pretty interesting things, right? We've seen cards like Magator Wild make it into these types of Druid lists now, because you're going to add, say, a layup defense that also just pairs up quite nicely with the Jarla Carpenter. So, and also, Nightning has brought Libram Paladin.
Yeah.
The deck that we thought was dead. It was dead and gone, and then it just came back. Kind of like Libram of Wisdom just tends to do over and over and over again. But again, it's a very strong deck. Obviously, has some interesting. Obviously, the Squawker gave them an extra tool in terms of generating extra value for the deck on the course of these few turns. And obviously, another deck that we probably thought was somewhat dead and gone was Musaki Mage, but obviously, with the addition of Multicaster, has now gotten a pretty potent card draw engine. And yeah, I don't think there's much to say about that other than that Musaki Mage just pops off.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't see that deck coming, and is back. There are, as you said, two decks, two old decks back in the meta with this Motake Mage, because we don't have any elementary. I guess in English, or elementals. No, elementary in the deck, because it's not on the standard mode anymore. And this Libram Paladin with these two Squawkers who are back, and bringing back as well the Blessing Authority to have very, very big birds on board. And we'll see as well this druid. I like this druid with the OTK druid, we can say, with the smite and survival of the fittest. And Anacondras. It's a very nice combo deck to play and to see. And we are checking now the deck from Jarla. The decks from Jarla bringing a warrior, a druid, the same one, a demon hunter, and a warlock. And as I said, it's a little weird to not see demon hunter in a Nightning's lineup, because it's very, very useful deck right now. Okay.
Yeah. And something that also has done, right, is that Jarla has been able to just straight up just ban away the Warlock, right? Because the things we talked about this over and over again, it's an age-old discussion about whether or not Celestial Alignment is a good or bad card, right? Because in that matchup in specific, it's like you play alignment and they play every minion in the deck, and it's like their deck just does alignment better than you ever can, and by just allowing yourself to ban that thing away, you just start doing your thing much more efficiently. And the thing is that Jarla has access to that himself, obviously, right? He's also on that control Warlock that we're talking about, and can potentially hit that into Nightning's Druid. So I'm interested to see how this series fully pans out, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see that. And we are going to give the go to the players. Just waiting for them to be here. Okay, I'm resetting the score, only the top score, because the bottom one is already at 0. Okay, then we don't have any beaten decks, and we're good. Okay, so waiting for the players to be here. Yes, I want to do this. Okay, just waiting. And I'm giving them the go. We have Nightning at the top of your screen and Jarla at the bottom of your screen. And it's okay. You can start. Good luck. Okay, we have Jarla. No. Okay, can be added. Okay. Okay. You can start. Good luck. Okay, that's it. So I just have to make this camera first. This one. Okay. And we have to add to scene. Okay, the players are here. Okay, Nightning, it's at the top. And we have Jarla at the bottom of the screen. So is the match beginning? No, not yet. Okay, they're waiting. What is it? Yes, fine. Okay, Jarla is here. Okay. So here we are. We're about to say. I can't wait to see this paladin with this parrot. It'll be very fun, I guess, to see. Okay, we have all the players. Are you still here with me?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just waiting for everything to be fully set up. So
Okay.
we
Just
are going
waiting
into the
for
game,
the
obviously. Yep.
okay for the players to start. Jarla
Stay up.
doing a battle with a friend is starting. Jarla at the bottom Jarla
It's
and
going to
top
be Warrior
Nightning.
versus Paladin here. That's our first match of this series. So if we're gonna start talking Pirate Warrior mentality, Jarla on a way more aggressive list here, running double cult Neophyte, no rancor, no brawl, no control tools.
Yeah.
Literally just hit them in the head and hope they die. And you know what? That is one of my favorite things to do in Hearthstone. Hit people in the head and hope they die. Obviously, there are a lot of Barav in there, and there's also another, a different adaptation to make, you would call it, is the Wretched Privateer, right? Because I've seen some people, they tend to omit it, some people do include it, and obviously the permanent +1 to a weapon can be quite potent, especially if you land it onto the Whetstone Hatchet. Because if you land on the Whetstone Hatchet, then again, that's just a 2/4 that just starts hitting, and that's a pretty efficient stat. And the difference between having 1 or 2 attack on a weapon is quite huge. And Jarla here just sitting back and trying to figure out whether or not it is worth it for him to coin out this Bloodsail deckhand, but decides it's not, and he was hoping to probably find something a little bit more efficient to do now, but that's not going to be the case here, as Mergurgle is just going to come down and kind of just open up every single value trade possibly known to man for Nightning.
What do you think about the inclusion of Intrepid Initiate in this Paladin?
It just gives you something else to do on turn 1, right? And especially when you're still running, you're on like double Hand of Adal, you're on Liberal Wisdom, you're on double Noble Mound as well, and I think especially that interaction, that combination is super strong. And just having something to slam down Noble Mound on is just insane, right? We just see the power of Divine Shield here. Obviously, Nightning, Jarla did miss his turn 1, but missed turn 1 in the sense we didn't develop the board on turn 1, but again, that would have been a free value trade with Noble Mound, even for the Knight of Anointment. So it's just super strong. I think the real question here is whether or not it's a Libram of Wisdom and Initiate, or whether or not it's just going to be Knight of Anointment for draw.
Little time.
Okay. So Libram of Wisdom in the stack for this parrot. I guess it will wait until this Blessing of Authority, but we'll see.
And this is kind of the question. This is kind of the issue for this type of warrior and this specific matchup, right? It's just that if you have to whiff the early turns and the Paladin just hit, there obviously are quite a few tools that you can use, like the Defias Cannoneer and stuff like that, to get back into the game. But the thing is that with Jarla not having done any progress so far on his quest, he's so far off of the second level quest, which is super strong in dealing with these such as tiny boards. I guess he's played one tactic again. There's the Noble Mound. And look at what Noble Mound allows Nightning to do here on this board, right? Just allows him to trade off this 2/5 with ease if he wants to, and leaves a board back. Also, Hand of Adal kind of does the same thing, but still not a way for him to keep the Mergurgle alive if he wants to go with the hand, obviously. So.
Okay. Hand of Adal is not that interesting here. Okay, Noble Mount. Okay. It's interesting. The card is very nice in the deck, this Noble Mount. Okay. What do we have here? You can play both pirates here. You may get the little weapon playing the first okay, the first pirate, then it. Let's see.
Yep, that is true, and I think that's probably going to be the way to go here. Just going to use the last
get
swing
to me.
of the sword. The Jawbreaker, as it's called. I guess the issue is you don't really gain anything from killing the free. Obviously you gain something, but you also do just leave a token with Divine Shield on it. And, Warrior vs Divine Shield has been a story that's been told since I started playing Hearthstone back in 2017. Warrior has just never really been fully able to comfortably deal with those types of things, right? There was a good amount of time where there were people playing Stampede and Kodo, right? Just to get rid of these types of things, right? Kill a minibot and stuff like that. And it's just, obviously, cards have gotten better, cards have gotten stronger, power creep, whatever you want to call it, but Warrior versus Divine Shield still tends to be a thing that can cause some issues, and Blessing of Authority here is going to come down, and you're talking about this 1-2 punch with Blessing of Authority and the Parrot, and that is what's going to happen on the following turn.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
let's see whether or not Jarla has anything that can actually put up a surmountable amount of counter pressure here. Goes for the Anchorman, but even then, you're just leaving your opponent with a 9-7 on board. You kind of need to use Shiver, but kind of not. It's a very weird spot to be in for sure, because there's kind of... It's just a question of this or that. And
I guess you have to timber here, trade, and then play your pirates, because you don't want, you don't want the borders to hit the 9. Oh, think it like this. Okay, he's very confident in the borders, I guess.
oh yeah, true. I forgot about the second step. Imagine spending so much time talking about the second step of the quest and then forgetting that he's on the second step of the quest equation. But you are very correct in that one.
Okay, did it hit?
Oh, good on the cannons here for Jarla. 1, 2. That's just perfect
Okay.
hits, but
Okay.
it's time for round 2.
This one is huge.
It's a 13-13, dude. I think it's a little bit more than huge. It's yeah, I don't know. It's
The big bird
one of
is
those
here.
situations where like we just try to go around it, but you can't really go around it, and it's kind of hard for you to count to 13 what you have available. So I don't know if it's just gonna be Freebooter and Pirateer and just go, because I mean, at least there's not a battle master, right?
No, and you cannot wait 2 turns to play your Rokara, because you have to play 2 pirates here, then play the Rokara next turn, but you're dead. So you have to do something. What is it? Give your weapon at +1. Okay. Okay, I guess you have to play everything you can and it face, because you cannot expect more. Oh, okay.
I mean, this makes sense, right? Because you're just trying to front load as much mana onto this this parrot, because then you set up the trades for the future on your board and get ready to go. The big issue here for Jarla, we can see, right, is that the Elder Truthseeker is just there to protect this 13-6, and this should allow Nightning to send this parrot to the face without really giving it much thought, right? Because even then, you know, Captain Rakara is going to come down next turn, but Captain Rakara in of itself is not really going to pose a massive threat to Nightning's life total with that Elder Truthseeker being in the way, and I don't even know what a parrot says. It says take 14, and that's what happens here now. Look at this wall. This parrot is probably the best protected bird in the history of birds.
And it's a green one. Oh, and he's bringing a pirate hat in his post. Okay, it's over. Yeah, I can draw a pirate, but
Pirate stuff.
so I guess it's 1-0 here for Nightning, and we won't see this this pirate anymore, this warrior anymore, I guess.
Warrior being out of the way, that is the nature of Last Hero Standing indeed. So no more Warrior, and that now leaves Jarla with Druid and Warlock. And what do you even queue up here? I feel like this should be obvious, but I'm not really too sure about how the Squawker changes paladin matchups these days. I expect Druid. I was wrong. It's going to be Warlock. So
Okay.
let's just take a quick gander at the removal options available for Jarla and this Warlock, because Jarla is on the list that is a little more traditional. None of that Moak stuff. This is good old-fashioned quest lock. We're talking double Soren, double Knoll, double Flesh Giant, one Battle Master, double Scavenger, right? He has. This is probably the list that I played like 2 months ago when the set got released, if that even does it, right? So like, this is a tried, tested, and true list with the addition of the one Shadowblade Slinger, which is one of the new cards from the mini set, and he's also playing double Altar of Fire.
Yeah,
Altar of Fire obviously is going to help him get closer to his quest. I'd say his quest completion, but his get below 10 cards in deck completion.
and you can break combos in your opponent's deck.
Yeah. Which isn't going to be super relevant in this matchup. There are very few good hits, like obviously stuff like Little Iadrin will always be quite nice to hit, but it's not what the card is about in this particular matchup if you're ever going to prioritize using it here. We can also see, right, Jarla is not really going to try to maximize the draws and get the free hero power and stuff like that. Just needs to get to a really big hand size as quick as possible so he can utilize this gold channel and just start trying to take this board back, because this double Bannerman opener here is going to change so many breakpoints that for Jarla it can be quite difficult to clear these minions that are going to come out from now on.
Yeah, you have this this Gnoll. Do you want to? Yeah, you should. I'm not sure about tapping this turn. You want to play this Gnoll, but does this Cult fight? Isn't it better than tapping, maybe? To avoid the opponent to have annoying spells? Okay. You may Immortal Coil the Broomstick, then Gnoll. Or maybe you can touch off the Nether Rim, the 2/2. But after the Gnoll, this time.
Yep, that is the way of doing it. You can't coin Mountain Giant, and this is the same concept, but...
That's it.
Alright, so race that here is actually going to be pretty huge, right? Because you're looking at getting cards back can be quite useful, and obviously getting Knolls back and recycling them for race that tends to be pretty strong. But now, again, look at what Noblemount here just going to allow this value trade to occur, and that is just one of those things where it's like over and over again. But the thing is, the rest of the turn is fairly weak. Nightning decides against playing McGurgle and just taps the hero power button. Is there a specific reason for that I'm not really aware of?
Okay, so when cards in hand, you may play the two guide here, draw, maybe Altar of Fire, but not sure about that. But you have two Baron Scavengers in hand, so why not? Because you're 16 cards in deck left.
Yeah, obviously you could look at it like that. We could also look at it like there's no real super useful cards in hand outside the two Scavengers, right? The thing is that once you start using Altar of Fire only to get rid of your own deck kind of and your hand isn't looking very strong, then you have an issue, right? Obviously, we can see now that the top deck at Ladrin, Altar of Fire here could have been absolutely flames, but that's not the case. And now this board here is going to be quite hard to dissect, I'd assume, right? Because you just take double trades on board, and that's just going to be a 5/6 with Divine Shield that is going to be quite hard. Okay, since 1 damage to the face kind of just is the same. And there's a Flash Giant. There's the types of cards you were looking for to try to flip the board around. But again, this Squawker is just a fairly big bird. Again, obviously not quite as big as the one in the previous game, but still very scary in of its own.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Yeah. And this version of Warlock doesn't play the Siphon Soul, so it cannot deal with a single target. You have this Soul Rain, but it's useless here. Or you can trade the Divine Shield, then Soul Rain, then which one? The Touch of Natherim. Why not? Not that bad, I guess.
I think efficiency is the big one as well. Is there a reason why we're not pinging the Divine Shield here rather than going face?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I guess this, technically speaking, burns more cards and it's allowed
Okay.
to go for this play. Okay, yeah.
It chose to let the okay. It chose to get rid of sufficient number of cards to reach 10 cards here, and then play these 2 scavengers. Interesting.
I think this is more about just maximum pressure and maximum tempo, right? Because again, he is relatively defenseless against stronger boards, and by like getting these minions out now, they kind of act as removal spells to a certain extent. Then, and in theory, they should get rid of this 5/6, right? Obviously, leaves to the 1/1 token of Taunt, but the Divine Shield token will say, but even that's totally okay. We can now see the Hand of Adal value trade going to come through, but it leaves a 7/1, so it's a lot more second Soul coming through now. The big issue right now for Jarla is he hasn't found his Tamsin, right? Because Tamsin would allow him to start using this Drain Soul and this Touch of Naphrosym in a much more efficient manner, be able to start duplicating those effects. But now, raised that again, there are a lot of high-value minions in there. Here's a double jackpot. That's a bingo right there. Gets the Null back, gets the Scavenger back as well. Both costs 1, and this is the value of having these minions in the pool. Okay, so if you're playing Scavenger here, or Null here at all, we do it before the Scavenger. Now, this is why you're going to be like, okay, just go through range of motions, do whatever. But Jarla, again, we know him for quite some while. We know him for quite a while now. Happens to be this very meticulous player, thinks this plays over. And if any of his options he's going to go for on this turn includes a Gold Channel, it has to come down first to be the option to be as efficient with his mana as possible. And now the next step of the turn kind of starts, right? Figuring out where do I really go from here. And, having access to the Bristleback also can be quite valuable, but even then...
Okay. It takes the lifesteal. And those Divine Shield are so annoying. Very good card.
Yeah. So I want to highlight the positioning from Jarla here, right? Because looking at he has the Battlegrounds Battlemaster in hand, which obviously has a lot of value, but what he can do now with this positioning in specific is that in case Nightning plays a big taunt, Jarla is now able to trade off the small minions first. It's like this. It's the same as like positioning around Direwolf Alpha, right? Bringing it back to basics here a little bit, just feeling ourselves a bit, but like just realizing the good story and stuff like that. But again, with the good old Windfury, obviously will be able to just start trading in, and then leaving with his biggest minions on the side at the end. And Devout Pupil here with a double buff from the Bannerman. That's a rough one, but...
Okay, you cannot choose...
Wait a minute. This is just lethal, no? This has to be lethal.
with
it's not.
Battleground Bassmaster. Maybe you
It's 1 mana off, I think, right?
yeah. Yeah, you cannot tap and use this slinger, but you can touch of another red.
Oh wait, I am stupid. Maths are
Okay,
quite hard. That's just 16. I don't know, man. That's the
that's it.
reason why I don't study
That's it.
math. Okay.
That's it.
Yep. And this was exactly the play that we were talking about and why Jarla positioned like he did. He was able to trade off the other minions and then still just go in just like that, setting up a perfect lethal of 18. And that's just the power of the Warlock. And now this Paladin's out the way. Sirius altered up 1-1. And now, if you are Nightning, are you on the Druid? Are you a Druid fan or are you a Mage fan here? Because obviously we all know. Yep.
I'm not sure about the Druid because with Warlock you can play big minions for 1 because of the alignment Druid. It's not a token one, but yeah, it took the Mage. The Mage,
Yep, so
is it a Mosaic one? I forgot.
It's the Mosaic Mage, right? So obviously, I actually played this matchup against Jarla in the previous Max Open Cup. I actually ended up 3-0ing him with with the pre-nerf Quest Mage, a deck that, you know, it does its thing, and it did its thing really well. And that thing was drawing Incantus Flow on 2 every game for like 3 games straight. But that was obviously a matchup that was Mage favored against Warlock against Mage. Mage wins that. Again, we see here now Nightning just gonna coin out Incantus Flow, and the thing is that he's not a European GM, but he still has Incantus Flow on 2. I don't know, European players are just built different, I guess. But Jarla's curve here is also quite okay, right? Tab ends a backfire, has second backfire as well, gonna start orchestrating and get planning and scheming here. And I must admit, I'm not too familiar with the Mosaic Mage curve fully, like when the expected pop-off is, right? Because obviously you need to get the Ignites going, you need to get a relatively thinned out deck as well, I would assume. Obviously, getting the Incantus Flow here is really going to help with being able to just multiply the spell power, obviously. But
I'm not sure about the tradable card in Nightning N that has been discounted by 1. When you put it in a deck, back in the deck, so does the discount stay on the card?
no, it doesn't. Discount obviously doesn't stay, but
Okay.
yeah, the thing with the Firespell's discount here is not going to make or break this game, I'm pretty sure. Getting the extra draw here is going to have a lot more value, probably. But again, the card that's going to have a lot of value here is talking about a Cold Neophyte. Yes, the deck has already been discounted by 1, but essentially what the Neophyte will do is it's going to allow Jarla to put the cards back at their rightful mana cost. And Jarla is right now considering whether or not it's worth it to swing in, I guess. Or he's just trying to figure out whether or not is this a turn that he's going to... Obviously, you'll probably always swing, right? Because no matter if there's a second barrier or not, you need to get through them both. You're not going to OTK him. Because if you get to a point where you're sticking down double giant with a lot of scavengers and stuff like that, then it won't really matter. So I think it's just going to be a flesh giant turn.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it because it's more relevant that on Neophyte. Okay, I like this one, I guess, as well. Maybe at the middle of the 2 other minions.
So obviously
Okay.
Combustion is a card, but it's not in the deck. So has to be...
mid-discovery.
Oh, can you even discover it? Yeah, I guess from Runed Up you can discover Combustion, so I guess it still makes sense to play around it.
Okay. It may be a refreshing spring water. To draw 2 for 1. Maybe for 1. Okay.
I mean, this makes sense, right? Because he has a lot of discounts, so he's very likely to go into cards that can be used to remove here. So This is strong. Obviously, he's cast every spell school in his deck available for the multicaster. So again, it also just makes sense to get that out the way. Now, though, Altar of Fire is obviously a bit of a shot in the dark because again, there's no real indicator of when or not there is a Musaki in deck. So it's all about just feeling it to a certain extent, just trying to guess because again, I expect that it's not something that you're gonna actively prioritize to go for, but on turn like this one, for example, you could just play out second giant and go for an Altar of Fire here if you're a Jarla, and it wouldn't be the worst play available to you. Obviously, hand size is not gonna it's a bit of an issue, so I can't go for something like a backfire play here instead.
And you have a
Yes, no, I mean, he even has a double of Altar of Fire, so you could even be
Yeah.
like double Altar of Fire and Cold Neophyte. The issue is that you using Cold Neophyte here isn't gonna help you close up the game because you don't have
you
a
can hit Mozaki. Is it Mozaki? No.
Wait, 1,
No.
2, 3. That's
And yes,
money, baby!
That's it.
Ooh, damn! I actually don't know if there's a win condition for the Masaki Mage outside of that because the deck. I mean, I guess you ought to go for like Ignite Chains, but even then, that's kind of hard. We were talking about just it's a bit of a feel. You gotta get a feel for it, and
Okay, so Nightning has to change his plan now because he can only count on his spells left in his deck to make 28 damage here. And there is not much left.
no, there's not much left. And the issue is that, right? So let's say in theory, Nightning could be like, I am just going to. Like Nightning is basically going to be said like that. Like I'm just gonna try to just play a full-on attrition game plan. Just gonna freeze every single minion in Jarla's deck. That's not an option because of the quest, right? So there's not even that alternate game plan ready to go because it's just like, well, once I run out of cards, you run out of life to a certain extent, right? That is kind of the motto that's going on right there. And looking at this now, again, yes, there's a double. There's a double in Flow in most of this deck, but
Nightning has to find a Twisting Nether somewhere.
Oh yeah, can you just call up Zephyrus? Be like, hey, can you come back from Wild for a second? I kind of need you right now. But no, that's not an option here, Max. I'm sorry, it's just not an option. And
yeah, that's it.
It's also worth noting there's only one Flurry in the deck as well, whereas a lot of the other traditional Mage Balls have tended to play like double Flurry, just again as a stall measure. So Ignite to the face, Ignite to a minion, probably right, because again you have to start. You need to respect battle mats at this point because you see your opponent put minions out this aggressively on the board. You need to sort of have an idea that something is up.
Okay, what does it do with this mana biscuit?
This makes sense, right? Because the thing is, what this does is by freezing the middle minion, he blocks Battlegrounds battle mats of being relevant for another turn.
Time runs out on
Okay, so he can freeze 2 minions. Is it a Flame Strike, yeah, for the next wave? This one?
Because I guess he's using the Flurry here, but effectively he probably could have gotten away with just...
Like this, okay.
I feel like he could have gotten away with just using the Brain Freeze and holding the Flurry here. I don't know if that's a little bit too greedy. Obviously, I'm not... Obviously, I have the perspective of both players, and I'm not very familiar with the deck, but I guess... That's 6, that's 15, that's 18. It would only be... It would be 2 damage off, but I guess by doing that, by allowing the quest trigger come down with a Battleground Spellmaster in case it's there, you open yourself up to dying to the following quest step. And this is a way to try to eliminate that out. So actually this is the correct way of doing it, I just had to map it out in my head as to why.
And another Neophyte twice. And another one? No, it's a giant this time. Okay. I will say that Jarla is a pretty take his time to heal himself, to get rid of any spell damage. Okay, you're thinking about a new fight, I guess. Okay, and he puts it in the middle. Okay, both of them. Both of them. So I cannot play the flame strike here because of the two neophyte. What is it? Brain freeze can be played. You can ping the 6-1. Is it?
Wait, this is fine, right? You have fire. This is a fire cell, right? No, just ignite. That's not a fire cell.
No. Okay, this one.
Yeah, I thought that ignite was a fire cell for a second due to the double encounters flow that's been played this game. But that was just the ignite. Obviously, with the whole thing being upside down and that can influence that at times. But one brain freezer is not going to be enough. Almost no matter how you cut it. But it's going to be enough in this specific situation. But even that's another question on the next turn. But again, the big thing here to note is that double raise that is now gone from Jarla. There is no more big, massive minion reloads. So what I expect to see from Jarla now is this Battlegrounds Battlemaster is going to come down, it's going to push 12, it's going to leave Nightning at 5, because maths are as 12. 17 minus 12 equals 5. Yes, very good maths. And the final quest step will then just overdo cost, just lock out the game. But even then, Jarla is only at 22, and I say only, but it's a point where he has to start managing healing resources as well to a certain extent. So need to have this bristleback ready to go on a tour guide, for example, just to get that 6 extra life, because these ignites are
well,
they're not
a tour guide into bristleback here, I guess.
not an ultra fire. If this hits the ignites, the game's just over. That's only one ignite gone, but I don't think with one ignite there's enough gas, to be honest, for Nightning. Nightning needs to be able to somehow chain double ignite with a multicaster for a few turns, I think, for this to ever become relevant. And we see this flame strike pick obviously is massive. Now comes down, cleans up the entire board.
Yeah, but
and
because
Jarla
now flame strike is 5 damage.
Yeah, and Jarla is just left with a Nepheron and Bristleback. And Jarla needs to heal on his Nepheron, so he's left with a Bristleback. And if Nightning plays this out correctly, he's just not going to fatigue in time. We're talking about how this game might have been over by the time that the Mosaki got burned, but is it really over? I mean, so Jarla can tap, and he takes a lot. So I guess he's going to wait for the organic trigger on the next turn to play out the Tamsin on the following turn, then tap. That should be enough for lethal here. And I don't think there's enough damage now for Nightning, right? Because that's just going to be...
You may find...
It's 1 damage off in the following turn, right? It's 1 damage off for Jarla next turn.
Yeah, I guess. And you have a spell in this Steward of Scrolls.
So you ignite first, that's correct. Then you probably multicast or refresh your spring water. I guess your spring water because that's guaranteed mana back.
I'm almost out of cards.
Ignite.
I'm out of cards.
Ignite into AI into 9 damage. That's just gonna be lethal, no?
And if you draw, yes, yeah, because you have 2. You have 2 damage in the fatigue as well, and yes, this ignite. He knew that his last card was Arcane Intellect. So it's very well done here for Nightning. It's 2-1 now.
Yeah, it's 2-1, and we were talking about how this game we thought might have been a little bit over, honestly, right? And that's just not the case. So I think that Flame Strike pickup was so huge. And the fact that Jarla just kind of was like he had the need to just go directly into that because it was the only way for him to close out the game, right? It was just so big. Now talking about big, Jarla's playing Druid. Druid tends to produce fairly big boards. So goes for a full mulligan here. None of these cards say Overgrowth. This one does though, so that is definitely a good start. But look at this again, Nightning. It just has the Incantus flow yet again.
Yeah, but no coin this time, but I guess it will be. And this time he may play Mozaki from his deck. And maybe for one. We'll see. Okay, is it Jerry Ray Carpenter? Yes. This narrates you want to hit the Anaconda now. Incantus flow.
So I assume it's just gonna be coin. Yep, coin into Overgrowth. That's gonna leave you with enough mana on the following turn to go for Rampant Growth. I think it's called, right?
Yeah.
It's called Rampant Growth, which is the back kind of the ramp part of Nourish. I don't know why that was so hard to say, but the ramp part of Nourish. Unless you want to do something different on this turn, you could just go for a massive draw because you know you're going to go for Celestial Alignment on the following turn regardless, and then you're going to use the Rampant Growth on the following turn to gain 2 more mana, and then just, you know, it just goes over and over and over again. But Bloom, does this change anything? OG.
Is it a way that Overgrowth is useful after Celestial Alignment into Nourish, into Overgrowth maybe?
I don't know, right? Because again, I must admit that I don't know how greedy you want to go, right? Because you can obviously start chaining one with double Solar Eclipse, though. But do you want to keep the Solar Eclipses for the Cenarian wards, obviously?
Yeah.
But
Time waits for no one.
I kind of do like the Overgrowth because it's just a lot of you just gain a lot of you end up probably almost skipping another turn afterwards, but you gain so much tempo on the following turn from that.
Oh,
but
I didn't see that coming.
No, this actually makes sense as I excuse the cough quickly, because now this means there's a board going into the Celestial Alignment turn, right? So it just gives a way for Jarla to interact with something or start pushing damage and then going for the Celestial Alignment. And not really... We're talking about how you might end up losing some tempo for going for the Overgrowth. Well, this is specifically going to be the higher tempo plan of the 2 available. And Nightning now, he's stuck with the age-old question. Do I need to do something here? Do I want to get a card out of my hand before the Celestial Alignment comes into play? So I'm looking at Hot Streak, right? And Hot Streak is not so hot. It's a bit more cold, you could say, right? After alignment, because it's just that it's only a 1 mana mana gain, and you can't play it from 0 mana anymore either. So the card becomes a lot worse at 1 mana. So interesting. I mean, here's the play we're talking about, right? Just getting as many of these cards out of the way, and just fully utilizing the cards that aren't going to be as effective post alignment here quite well. And now, Anaconda is drawn.
Okay, so no, I guess it's a Celestial Alignment, but he has a very good combo incoming. With this Anaconda into Nourish into draw.
I wonder.
It changed everything on the following turn. The question is whether it changed anything now. It doesn't. And now the Umbrella can come down as well due to the reduction.
Yeah.
And this allows Jarla to start pushing damage as well. And now there's only 1 mana to work with for Nightning. And oh, this pop off here it's going to be the pop off of Dreams. You're looking at double solar eclipse. You're looking at rampant growth and enrich as well. And the fact that you're able to split those now, the Jerry carbons are going into turns like this one is just, it's disgusting. Pair that up with the lightning bloom here as well. I just think you need to sit back and enjoy the fireworks for a
And
second
he
here.
draws
Max.
6. He's drawing 6 here with only 1 card. And oh, and another nourish. Okay, he plays his Cenarion 1. Oh, you don't want to see this one.
No, but the thing is that look at this. There's a second alignment here. So if he wants to, Jarla can just shut out Nightning even harder. If you feel like there's a need for it.
He already has played 20 cards in the round, in the turn.
Yep, the card you're really looking for right now is Survival of the Fittest here, just to pump as much damage out
It's
as possible.
it's at the fatigue almost.
Oh, it's so good, man. It's this deck is just something else when it pops
Yeah.
off.
Okay, survival, smite.
It's just lethal, dude. It's just lethal.
Oh,
Now, this series is gonna wait, it's not lethal? I guess my
oh,
oh, Masaki. Oh no, what will, oh, the humanity. Oh, okay. So now, this series comes down to a druid paradox.
okay. So it's 2-2 now. It was very very nice to see, but you like to see it, but you don't like to play against. I guess not that fun and interactive. But it's 2-2, and it will be say alignment druid versus alignment druid.
Malfurion versus Humble.
Yep, and are there any notable differences in the list? There are a few. We talked about these, right? No nulls for Nightning, double survival for him though, and he's also on the double Market of Wild list instead of that. So interesting thing to see how these specific texts might impact the matchup.
And this
Moonlit Guidance is obviously probably not a card you want to keep in the mulligan, but has some pretty significant implications on a potential Anaconda pop-off turn, so always worth looking at. Jarla with Overgrowth here, Max. Double Overgrowth even.
ooh, yeah. Oh,
he
I
just
didn't.
take
He
the
didn't
alignment.
take the alignment. Okay, he took the
You gotta be
ward.
scrappy
Interesting.
with scraps.
And this match is very important because both players are 2-2 here, and in the tournament, Jarla is at 3-1 and Nightning 2-2. Jarla is at the second rank, just behind Pocket Train at 4-0, so maybe Nightning can overpass his opponent here for the qualification for the playoffs. Very important. Okay, but when you see this end from Jarla overgrowth into overgrowth, it will be difficult, I guess.
You
But
gotta be scrappy with scraps.
if you...
Wait, he's out of...
Oh, he
Oh.
drew all this nourish. Okay, this one has been traded. Mark of the wine. Okay.
Start hitting them in the head, I guess.
He's playing it in the day. Ah, okay, yeah, it's to copy the Mr. Smite, if I remember well.
Yeah, it's just additional damage, right? On to the smite.
Yeah. I guess you give him a taunt to copy it with another card. Which one is it? For the wine. Okay, not sure.
I think it's just a way to just
Okay,
add
no,
damage.
that's it. Yeah. Okay, was wondering. Okay. So have this here. Do you want to use this Cenarian wand without doubling the... Oh, another one. The... Oh, doubling the spell, I don't think so. You may play a Gnoll. Yeah, it's a good spot to play it.
More bones to
Yeah, this hand is awfully minion heavy, right? And going for Crown here allows you to play double Umbral, which I think is also going to be a fairly effective way to go about this, right? Puts on a bit of pressure going to turn 8.
No.
For well, obviously with Nightning being overloaded for 2. Fungal Fortunes.
Jarla won the Max Open Cup 7, the last one, and earned a slot in this Max League 5. Okay.
He's also just a good Hearthstone player. One of the
Yeah.
most consistent
sometimes.
Grandmasters in Grandmaster history, right? But,
Sometimes.
I kind of don't want any of these, to be completely honest, but you gotta take the Totem Comics, I guess. But now, Jarla just gets to hit his opponent in the face.
Okay.
Tempo and a Contra.
Okay, Anaconda. Yeah, maybe tempo, because you can't do anything else with it.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, maybe
you can, right?
you can nourish. Yeah, you can nourish.
You can Anaconda bloom into Cenarian Ward, no? That is.
Yeah, but don't you want to draw instead?
Well, you can't do that actually, because that would only leave you with 6 mana. So you would able. Wait, no, you can't, because the Cenarian Ward is reduced.
Yeah, you can. And maybe after that, after having drawn, you can Lightning Bloom into something. Okay, no, it's using a Cenarian, as you said before.
Oh my.
This one is
God.
better. This one is better than the previous one. And Nightning is not that happy on the camera.
Yeah, so Tainted Heart Tormentor, quite good in this matchup. There's a reason why it's not a Druid card, let's just say it like that. And Iroban Brute, well, not quite as hot either, and this goes for the Solar Eclipse rip. Dear God, the Cenarian Ward?
Yeah,
I guess you kind of have to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can big boys incoming.
Oh, that's money. That's money.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Okay, it's very sad for Nightning here.
I think that's a manja moment if either of these players were French.
And it's
Am I right?
3-2. It's 3-2. Oh, Nightning left us. Okay, just a few seconds. Then, okay, yeah, not this one, and yeah, I guess we have only this one. Okay, so I will ask the players if they want to join us. Where is Jarla? Oh, I cannot say him connected anymore. So I'm adding them directly on our conversation. Nightning and Jarla. Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, so it's 3-2 for Jarla here. Hi, Jarla.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I guess. Nightning, you're here with us as well?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so thanks for the games. The last one was very amazing. We had the both ends in inside, and when we saw this the mana grow and yes, and the two of them, and something more heavy in your hand, Nightning, we knew that something very very hard could happen, and that's it. What do you think about the World Series Nightning? Do you think that it's the Mosaic image that maybe has been a little weak in your lineup? What do you think?
No, I don't think so. Like, could be replaced by the warrior, would have maybe more impact. But yeah, my goal like was to have a decent shot against the warlock, and with the mage basically.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, in the other matchups, I feel I'm unfavored, like super unfavored against Druid, and also unfavored against Warrior, but get some wins sometimes, maybe if I'm lucky. I don't know. But yeah, the goal was to win against the Warlock, and that happened. So yeah, it's fine.
Okay. And Yana, do you think that this Mr. Smite had a huge impact on the meta? I guess because we see him in many decks. But do you think it's too impactful for the meta for only one card?
Yeah, I think the card is like super strong. Like it made the druid like way better than it was before.
Yeah.
And also in the warrior, it kind of speed up the warrior. Like before the mini set, we had like some control-ish pirate warriors, which weren't that good. But now in the more aggro-ish one, it's super strong. Also, you can get it from the boat as a high roll. That's also super nasty sometimes. Yeah, I think Smite is insane right now.
Yeah.
Also in the rogue.
Yeah. Okay. And Nightning, you brought a paladin with the parrot. Do you think this kind of deck is useful in the LHS format, but also for the ladder right now? The ladder?
Maybe not for the ladder, but like when it comes down to tournament, I feel like the paladin is quite strong. I felt like it was like my strongest deck in the lineup. Had a chance against every deck from Jarla, so yeah, quite confident bringing the Parla.
Okay. Do you have questions, maybe, Vita?
Not really, to be honest. I just want to say, well played. And also, I actually kind of want to like Nightning. What was like your thought when your Masaki got burned by the altar fire?
I was like, okay, I have a Phoenix, so I don't concede. So maybe I have a chance. But it was like, okay. Like when I played against Aletemu, like he burned like my Ilgenos, so it's quite unlucky those altar fires. But after the burn, the game was quite difficult to pilot. But I was like, okay, I have like my ignites left and got early flow, so maybe I have a chance. And
okay,
went in the right direction.
And Yala, there's two altars of sacrifice in your deck. I guess 1 month ago it will have been for Garrosh Rogue, this inclusion. And now, what do you target with those cards?
You target your own deck. Like you want to get to 10 cards, so you can play the 3/3 and the 6/6 for the big effect, right? And sometimes you get lucky and you burn like the big combo pieces, but the main reason is just to mill your own deck.
Okay,
and
interesting.
Make these powerful turns.
Okay.
We played one in Master Store, but Seiko was like messaging me that he always misses the second one, so now I'm playing 2 again.
Okay, interesting. So there is three matches left. In your group, because there are many forfeits. So 3 matches left until the end of the first phase, the first stage of this Max League 5. And only one for you, the Nightning. You'll play versus the French player Tuggy. And Jarla, you have played all your matches, so you have to wait now for the other ones. All the ones left. I guess we'll play the 2 left rounds in the same week, so I'll tell you about that. just to gain 1 week. Okay, thank you guys for the show, and it was very close series and very attractive to see. We were talking, we were telling with Wita that it's fun to see, but not fun to play against. When we saw this this mosaic burnt and the end of this last game with the mirror druid, the druid mirror, sorry. But it was very interesting to see. Thank you guys, and good luck to the both of you to reach the playoffs.
Thank you.
Thank you. GG's.
See you.
Bye bye.
Okay, so we're back here with Wita. Okay, and just a look on the rest of your week on the Max TV. So tomorrow we have 2 other games casted by Atomic and Superfake. We have Wire versus Raze, the Brazilian player, and Wire, you know him, and Dark Strike, the Italian player, versus Insane from Ukraine, and the 4th of them can be involved in the playoffs if they win. So it's very close in their groups as well. That's it. So Wita, what do you think about this evening? Those matches, 2 different matches, a 3-0, a 3-2, and different decks, different lineups.
I think it's just the nature of last year's standing in it. Like either it's 3-0 or it's 3-2, because if it's 3-0, something in the opponent's game plan went horribly wrong, and if it's 3-2, well, your game plan went perfectly well. So I think the last thing to say here is thanks for having me, and people should obviously be tuning in for the next games tomorrow, right? Because those were some pretty good games.
Hey, thanks. And I've seen a news about you on Twitter. You're involved in the TFT thing. You
yeah, I am.
Do you want to tell us about this?
So I have been involved with European TFT for Riot for the past 3 sets. So now we have a full circuit, and I am very happy to be brought back for another season and doing a full season this time around. So I am looking forward to getting on with that.
Great. Okay, thanks, and good luck with this. Interesting. And see you next time. And thank you for having been here with me. It was very nice. And see you, Wita. See you guys on the chat. And it will be tomorrow. Oh, I forgot something very important. So tomorrow we have the cast of the Max League 5, but Saturday it's the birthday stream, the 5th anniversary of the Max team. I'll be here from 3 p.m. CET, a little in French, a little in English, with plenty of guests. There will be Orange, there will be Dedro, Jarla, French guys like Johnny Bamboo, Totosh, Maverick, Odemian, and Fury Hunter, Windelo, and so many other guys. So be here for this birthday stream. It will be very, very nice, and we talk about these 5 years spent with you guys in the Max team, from the start to the Grandmaster, because Fury Hunter now is a Grandmaster, and it's a huge accomplishment for us. Okay, see you guys, and thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me, dude.